Oh! It takes a long time to put a person back together. A long time in the dark, picking up fragments of what was once whole. Like waking from sleep, you can never be sure what piece might have gone missing in the reconstruction, what might have been lost. But you continue anyway through hazy cycles of faces and distant voices. This is, after all, not the first time you've had to remake yourself, and you imagine it will not be the last. You're up. Seraphim finds you looking at the lone window of the rig's berth, a slit that stares out across the shattered edge of Dockside. How long was I out? Seraphim gives you a half grin. Best not to think about it. He looks away for a second. Long enough. Suddenly, Seraphim crosses the bunks and embraces you. He squeezes you once and then backs off, hands on both his shoulders. Good to see you up, he smiles, as always. Thank you, Seraphim. Come on, we need to go find Bliss. Seraphim leads you out of the bunks, through the ship, and down to the docking tunnel onto Dockside. As you glide through the docks, he recounts what's been happening over these past cycles. You weren't the only one to take a beating. He squeezed through a group of cargo porters carrying crates, and Keaton and Carmen held out against the center step ship long enough, but they aren't without their share of injuries. I'm sorry, I really wanted to help them, but like, I had to deal with Lane, dude. I had to. They are back on their feet now, though, working together. They've managed to quiet down some of the remnants of the Yotsubo, stop the actual infighting. Well, thank you for telling me that, at least. They're clearing out one of the Yotsuba safe houses over in the right. I'm sure they could use the help if you need something to do. Marco has come to the station too. Hey, nice! He wanted to help with the cleanup after Yotsuba fell. He's working with Ankita. I should go see him, but Seraphim sighs. You feel he hasn't quite accepted Marco's reappearance. You aren't sure how you'd react to seeing him again either. Just nice to, like, see a character pop up again, out of nowhere. Assuming he helps, because Marco is a dick. Oh, and Carmen isn't sticking around. He's already left for Olivera. Seraphim pauses for a second, a memory of that place coming back to him. You watch him shake the thought away. Uni, meanwhile, is still digging into all that data she's pulled from the bunker. She's down at the habit core most cycles, trying to make sense of it. Anyway, you'll soon catch up on everything. Canuch? That's not even a word. He smiles sympathetically, but there's something behind his look. Can't quite place it. The two of you continue on in silence, drifting into the depths of Dockside. Good friends side by side. No, we are good friends. I like Seraphim a lot. Seraphim leads you down into a passage lined with bright screens and signs, sound and light blasting out of the shop fronts on either side. You know this place now, Flicker Row. He stops outside a familiar door, the shop you woke up in all those cycles ago. He gives the door a few quick raps with his knuckles. Wait. A sleeper? He shoots you a glance. When you're ready, we should talk about the future. What comes next, all that. Time. Yeah, of course, he looks away. Just feels like a few things have changed. Sleeper! Bliss opens the door and immediately jumps out to hug you. Yay! Thank you, Bliss! That's 2 hugs! They let go sheepishly and look between you and Seraphim. First day up, I thought you'd both be celebrating your freedom. Don't want to overdo it, Seraphim shakes his head. Plus, there's more important stuff to talk about. His eyes shoot into the shop beyond. Bliss's voice drops. You sure, Seraphim? They just got up. Can't it wait a cycle? Seraphim looks at you. They should know Bliss is important. They nod hesitantly and then back into the shop, letting you come inside. Little has changed since you were last there. The stacks of servers, the refurbished hardware secured in roof and wall netting, the connectors, including the one that facilitated your reboot. Bliss and Seraphim follow behind quietly, and the atmosphere is immediately ominous. I've been keeping an eye on you these past cycles. Bliss hooks their legs onto a stall by a counter, making sure you were stable. Your frame, I'm sure you know, has been through a lot, and when Overseer pushed Lane out, well, things have got more complicated. Wait, so if I'd actually chosen to go back and help Carmen, would this not have happened? Did I pick the right thing? Did I actually pick the right thing by choosing to get rid of Lane? All those changes Lane made to your system, he did it through your stabilizer. He laced it with proteins meant to alter your frame's basic function, to accept other emulations of the mines, to open you up to remote access. What Overseer did corrected some of that, or at least wiped it from your system, but the stress involved, and the damage from your last partial reboot? Blissful silent, unable to answer their own questions. We need to finish the reboot, Sleeper. The one Lane interrupted. Seraphim can always be relied on to tell you things straight. Not immediately, Bliss cuts in, but at some point soon. I'm not quite ready, but now that you're up, Bliss looks down. I'll get to work. How can I prepare? Bliss takes a deep breath. Look, I'll be honest, Sleeper. I know we need to finish the reboot Lane interrupted, I am sure of it, but the effects? They shake their head. Your frame was complex to begin with, but after everything, the reaction could be bad. We can talk more about it when I have the... Bliss stops suddenly, their eyes shooting to the door. Sorry, I might... Flint floats in the doorway. They look at you wide-eyed. You're up! A smile crosses their face, though quickly fades. Good to see you, really good. Hey, doing, Flint. Good. They glance at Bliss, smiling. Mostly thanks to Bliss. They've been taking care of me. Bliss smiles back. Flint has become my patient too. Bliss clasps their hands nervously together. We've been able to acquire some stabilizer from Lean stores, which has helped, but we don't have much of a supply. Bliss is going to reboot me like you were. Flint cuts in. I won't need stabilizer anymore. They sound almost excited at the prospect. You look to Bliss. Flint knows the risks, but they have asked for the procedure. They give Flint a warning look. Still, they shouldn't underestimate the danger. Bliss looks at Flint. Sleeper will also need the reboot, but they don't have a choice in the matter. It is essential. Flint goes quiet. Bliss and Seraphim look nervously at you to see your reaction to all this. You feel like a spotlight is being shone on your face. All you want is some time alone to think. We should do it together, Flint speaks quietly. Whatever we risk it together. They meet your eye. I owe you that and more. Let's pick this up again in the future. Bliss tries to calm the tension. I still need many cycles to prepare, especially if I am to reboot you both simultaneously. It'll be your choice, Sleeper. You decide when. They reach out and lay a hand on yours, but without this, you will soon begin to decline. I'm sorry for that. Your head spins, Seraphim slaps a button to... Your head spins. Seraphim slaps a button to open the door. Come on, Sleeper, let's get some air. You follow him outside, but when you get there, all you can think is that you can't breathe. You don't need to breathe. A wave of claustrophobia passes over you. You're in control of this, Sleeper. Seraphim stares at the lights and signs of flicker row, looping endlessly. You put what you need in order, and I'll be right there with you. I got Bliss to teach me a little about the repairs they've been doing for you. Seraphim rubs his hands together. I know it's getting worse, but I'll do my best to keep you running. You let me know when you want to leave, and I will fly out of this place faster than you can believe. He turns to face you, and we can go wherever you need, friends. No first yet. Thank you. You never need to thank me, Sleeper. He pats you on the shoulder. Look after yourself. Piss off, bot. Seriously? We're having such a moment here and you... Twat. I was also thinking, Seraphim looks away. I got a message from Oliveira. They're still getting the place together, but with Carmen heading back, the colony's starting a new chapter. Maybe we should head out there at some point and lend a hand. He pauses, unwilling to push it further. Just a thought. I just want to see Cadence again. Anyway, just give the word, Seraphim smiles. We're all glad you're back. He turns and drifts away, leaving you among the cycling colours and cacophonous sounds of flicker row. You close your eyes and let them wash over you like a wave. There, in the dark of your mind, you search for Overseer, but the protocol does not appear. You wonder if, in that final moment, Overseer might have destroyed themselves to earn Lane. But then you feel it flickering nearby, a signal in the dark. You open your eyes and see something pass through the screens of flicker row, a shadow in all the brightness. Could Overseer still be here, in the ancient networks of the HAPPEP? You turn away and glide out of the row. You have other things to worry about now. Achievement, Nobody's Puppet. Broke free of Lane's grip forever. How are you doing? Cadet finds you in a dark-side thoroughfare, a glass-roof canyon of struts and screens. Honestly, not great. Cadet nods. I'm sorry to hear that. She looks around. We made it here at least. She gestures around at the broad street with its layers of tech and dirt. Part of the belt. You really look at the glass-roof street. Its walls are built from scaffold and shipping containers, whole plates and Solheim Hab units. People glide across the open space units and shops on either side, and everywhere screens flicker and glare without sense and reason. You can feel the heat, the power that flows through this place, collected by the vast solar cells from that form the city's foundations. Art is the right word. This place is a center of circulation, tone muscle tough and running to a beat. You turn to Cadet, almost said cunt. Sorry, she's not a cunt. She's nice. You turn to Cadet and can see it in her eyes. She loves being here. Been thinking. She glances away of how good it would be to run my airbike down the street. She smiles. The city has to need couriers, right? Sure, I got some. Yeah, but do any of them have an airbike? She flexes her shoulders back. With some unfinished business weighing me down, she meets her eye. Export. You think of the drive tucked away in the scatter yards, the one that contains the data stream from a drone mine vivisection, the one that might have caused the loss of an entire station. We need to go finish what we started. Cadet looks deadly serious. Find who was responsible and make it known. Claim my name. Is Export still irradiated? I would think so, she sighs, but it'll be fading. We can get in and out safely from what I know. And we better try soon, because the safer it gets, the more scavengers will come to pick the bones. We want there to be something left to tell the story. I know a lot just went down. Cadet puts a hand on her hip, but these clones could still be operating. Hell, they could be trying the same thing again on this station. We need to go find what they did. She takes a deep breath. I'll be waiting. And maybe once it's all done, she turns away. I'll let you take the first airbike ride through this place. Right, I'll let you take the first airbike. I'll let you take the first airbike ride through this place. Fuck it, why not? She raises her hand and then is gone. Ooh! I can clear out the Yotsuba. So I guess this is the last run. Blizzard is preparing the software to finish your reboot, a necessary procedure if you want to halt your frame's rapid decay. There are so many places here that we haven't gotten to check out. Also, damn, this thing kind of slaps. I'm not even sorry, this thing bangs. Oh, okay, good. Biomeal, Kenta's Corner is a tiny booth built into a cramped alley selling the best tempura on Dockside. Oh, I've heard good things about tempura, never had it, or at least so Seraphim claims. Scrapper market. Buy components, process scrap. Oh, I do have scrap. Okay, may as well. Yeah, there we go. Scrap shift. The scrappers know their business, but they often have sorting and processing work for those who can spot corroded trash from valuable scrap. I see why I shouldn't get some more money. Yeah, if this is my last run, I might as well enjoy it. And we have the Yotsuba to clear out. Right, how does this go? Shift boxes. On Keto and those working with her have gathered and packed a lot of the Yotsuba materials, but they need moving out. Search Safe House. The Safe House stretches deep into the block and beyond. Yotsuba had many secrets, and this is the time to reveal them. Cleaning House. Yotsuba class while you were recovering, but its members and enforcers still on Darkside. Yeah, I say we do this first while we can. I'll risk it, why not? Oh damn, that's why not. I mean, I'm kind of at the point now where I don't really have anything to lose. This should be more or less a guarantee. Okay, yeah, no, we got this one on lock. You watch as the last stack of craters guided up and out of the cavernous Yotsuba safe house. You doubt it will be long before this space is filled. Darkside will not tolerate a vacuum for long. The city takes every opportunity. Its inhabitants build in every crack and crevice. As Yotsuba spaces are cleared, they will be occupied. The gang's legacy will be buried under factories, kitchens, markets, and housing. But the people will remember the cold and desperate grip they once held on this place, even if the city does not. Come to gloat? The voice takes you by surprise, and you turn to see Oren floating in the shadows, arms folded. He drifts towards into the pool of yellow light. You overthrow a tyrant. You should be pleased with yourself. His tone is flat, and you are unsure how to read his statement. It wasn't just me, many people did this. I suppose, to ironize you, but from what I heard, you burnt those palos out of his skull. He smiles a thin smile. I imagine it was quite the sight. You know, it gets my golden chainsaw for best death. You don't recall the moment of Lane's death. In fact, the abstract nature of that moment, almost dreamlike, means you had almost forgotten. You tense a little as his scream comes back to you, a screech of white noise bathed in white light. Oren is still watching you. He almost would have respected you for actually doing it, or unexpected, if he could have respected You? What do you want? Oren grins. Just to satisfy my curiosity. I came here to clear out the old disease just like you. Oren gestures to the space. It's 2 hours ago, and I came here to be part of that process. You can't burn everyone you don't like out of this place, I'm afraid. Oren folds his arms. This is our home, whether you like it or not. I didn't like Lean. It's hard to imagine anyone did. He saw Darkseid for the opportunity it was and Worker 2 from slumber. He turned a gang into an administration and a city into a machine. He was too erratic for my taste, perhaps, but he held this place, shaped it into something. I see that you have no intention of doing the same. So what will happen now? Oren meets your eye. You have created a space that must be filled. Will you take responsibility for that at least? Not mine to fill. And the answer is no, Oren shakes his head. You'll walk away and leave it to us to pick up the pieces. I will not shirk responsibility like you. Dude, don't even start. Oren glares at you. I've been here longer than you, longer than Lane. This is my city. You suddenly see anger rising in him. You are a careless machine. No idea of what it means to be a person. Before you can respond, Oren kicks off and glides up towards the upper levels of the cave house, leaving you alone in the empty space. Though you do not put weight to his words, they still sting. Perhaps you think there is something to them. Who are you to decide the future of a city when your own future is falling apart each cycle? Is your decline spiral that can trap others in its wake, or a necessary transition, a crisis before a new shape emerges? You hug your arms close to your side, suddenly cold in the stripped bare safe house and understand once more. Only 5 fuel. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick, but I will do this. Okie doke. We're back, so let's fly. Hexport remains. The drive that ruined Cadet's life points to dark drowned mind experiments of Hexport. The only answers will be found in the remainder of the station. So we have to take Cadet. And we haven't had Naya a long time, so we'll take her with us too. As the rig drew closer to Hexport, the crew became silent. Now staring out at what is left of what was once a thriving station, you feel empty. The full extent of the damage is impossible to ignore. Grim, Seraphin shakes his head. It doesn't feel like we were here that long ago, he sighs. And now this is what's left. You look at the clouds of scattered debris, the layers of the station torn open to the void. It is a reminder of how close the war and the unseen atrocities of the inner system are to shifting into the belt. I don't like digging around in a place like this, Seraphin says to you. Let's be quick about it. We need to know what happened. Seraphin nods. Looking at this place, I'm not sure that's going to be possible. You look out at the gutted station. It's hard to know where you might start among all that debris. You head to the airlock, suit up and get ready. You ready for this? Cadet catches up with you in the passageway. This place is already giving me the creeps. I'm ready. Cadet nods. If there are answers to be found, we'll find them. I don't like being back here, Nia suiting up. Oh, yeah! I forgot that I came across Femi here first. Which means Naya was here too, because I don't think we met her at that point. Or we could have, I don't remember. I don't like being back here, Naya suiting up, but Femi and I could have... She stops herself. We need to find out who was responsible for this. Cadet takes a suit from the locker. Seraphin said the radiation is lower than expected, but still too high for prolonged exposure. The suit should keep most of it off us, but we can't take long out there. The stress on the suit's on the rig, she sighs. We'll be forced to leave in 3 cycles. Cadet grabs a helmet. Not a moment more. You get ready too, your mind filled with memories of Hexport. You hope they will help you navigating this shattered ruin, but looking at what's left, you doubt it. Oh, there's suit stress. Okay. Wow, Jesus Christ. Man, the locations in this game. Like, props to the level artists. Search ruins. Most of Hexport has been ripped apart. Exploring it would be dangerous work, but how else to discover what happened? Hunt for data. Part of the Shattered Station's network are active, driven by the fractured solar cells. Perhaps they hold some clues? Forensic search. Understanding what happened on Hexport means searching through the ruined station and piecing together the story. Well, let's hope for the best. And I often do. Often to my own detriment. You hear that, Sleeper? Cadet stops among the debris just outside their end exchange. The search so far has been thankless, a grim slog through endless debris. You are glad of the break. You stop floating in the dark and listen. There is a hissing on the open comm channel, a hissing you've grown used to. Now that you listen to it again, though, you notice something else in the noise. There's something different now. Different to it now. A texture, modulation of tone, is that? A voice, Cadet cuts in. Someone is speaking. Her eyes look wide through the faceplate of a suit. You listen carefully, and yes, perhaps there is a voice there, though it is quite in distance. It could be a person speaking, or it could be some residual signal from an automated system, one that is slowly dying in this wasteland. You see Cadet moving around, testing the signal strength from different positions. It's coming from the direction of the docks. Her voice hisses through the comms, layering over the broadcast. Survivor? Cadet meets your eyes, both of you hoping this might be true. It's probably just a comms echo, Seraphine's voice cuts in over the comms. We can't go chasing ghosts, not with so little time left. The rig can't sit out here getting cooked by radiation, neither can you, Seraphine's voice sorts and shifts. You should move to the epicenter where Factory Row used to be. That's where this all went down. Cadet looks at you and you know she wants to chase the signal to the docks. She wants there to be someone there calling out to you. Yeah, okay, no. I just almost said that wrong, but it's not the game's fault, I thought it was. You look over towards the remains of Factory Row, the epicenter, as Seraphine called it. It is now a cloud of debris and fragments of bays, a shadow of what it once was. For the first time in a long while, you think of Karsten. You look oh yeah, I forgot about that dude. I was trying to remember his name, but that was the blonde guy, right? Maybe he is still alive. You look back at the remains of the docks, a few warning lights and systems still flickering away in the ruins. With not much time left here, you have a choice about where to focus your efforts. Oh god, only I can handle this? I don't like that. Trace broadcast. That broadcast must have a source. By tracing the hardware it used, it might be possible to locate it. Search of a survivor. The voice on the broadcast must be a survivor. The signal came from the docks, so the search starts here. Dark trails. That ghostly broadcast came from the docks. Is someone hiding out here? I apologize, Cadet. Didn't scare me, it probably should. Okay, you got a bit lucky. Oh no. You feel it the moment you wake, a flicker at the edge of your perception, a sensation beyond your body. A blinking, a tugging, and then numbness as something shuts off within you. The panic is instant, the feeling of something not being right within you spiking your fear. But no pain comes, you feel no further shifts, and as time stretches out you settle again. You calm yourself. You know immediately that this is what Bliss was referring to. Your frame's decline, the one the reboot should reverse. You flex a little, feel your body, try to ground yourself in it. You will not collapse the cycle, but something has changed. This is how it will be until the reboot. You hope you have long enough to finish what you must. You begin the cycle slowly, holding the pieces of yourself together. You try not to let your thoughts wander to darker things and fix your eyes on the tasks ahead. The belt drifts past the window, following a flow of its own, expanding, collapsing, shifting in its own way. People say it's drifting away, getting further from Hellion Star, that one day it will drift out of the system altogether, into interstellar space. You find a strange solace in that. Somehow knowing that entropy is the way of the universe makes your own decline palatable, at least for a little longer. I mean, this is the less risky option. It's ironic because it's just called risky. I don't want to overclock them is the thing. Sorry, Noya. Oh god, I'm really sorry. You know, is it worth? It might be worth it. It wasn't. I'm gonna break a dice, aren't I? No, I got a glitch. Okay. Right. I need at least 3 neutral rolls. I was being a bit awkward. Shit. Oh no, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't think we're going to be able to get this one done. No, that was the wrong button. Used it at the wrong time. Damn it. I think we're done. Yep, we're done. Shit. I really wanted to find something here, man. That's it, so everything comes to the bunks. We are leaving now. This is someone else's grave, not mine. He turns and heads to the cockpit. I'm okay with never coming back. Nine gets up and heads to the cockpit. There's nothing left to say. The radiation is too great a risk to stay here any longer. Your time is up. You take a moment. You look out across the remains of Hexport. Countless lives change away the actions of a few. You won't be sad to see the back of this place. What limited answers you have found here do little to reassure you that this will not happen again. You close your eyes knowing that you will never wipe the image of a shattered Hexport from your mind. But for now, you must turn and face the future. Time to go. Here's the thing, right? Juni knocks gently on the frame of the burst doorway. Sleeper, can I show you something? There is an excitement in her eyes that makes it impossible to say no. It also helps that she's kind of adorable. Bliss has been in touch, Sleeper. Seraphim turns and looks over his shoulder as soon as you enter the cockpit. He is sitting in the pilot's seat, running diagnostics on the console. They say they're ready for the reboot. Did they say anything else? You know, Bliss. Seraphim rolls his eyes a little. They worry. He turns fully in his seat. How are you feeling? Not bad. I know the reboot needs to happen, Seraphim speaks slowly, carefully, and I know the risks, I can see all that. But I also know what happened last time, he pauses, and I don't want you to forget again, to lose all this. He gestures around the cockpit. Everything we've done. You'll still have it all. But I'll be alone with it, Seraphim looks down. That's not what I want. I'm not trying to scare you, I just need to say that the reboot doesn't go how I want. I'll miss you. I'll miss all of this. I will too. If you remember, Seraphim laughs shakily at his own joke. Seraphim turns back to his pilot console. Whenever you're ready, we can go to Flicker Road to Bliss. Seraphim pokes at the console in front of him. If you have things you want to wrap up first, I understand. I would too. Here, Seraphim tosses an object across the cockpit, and you catch it out of the air. Take that with you when you go to Bliss. It's good luck. You open your hand and see a familiar metal disc. A coin, its engraving rubbed away to give little more than vague shapes and signs. Father gave it to me. Now it's yours. You can't run from this forever, alright? He glances over his shoulder and smiles. We've done enough running anyway. He turns back to the console and returns to the diagnostics. You leave the cockpit and run a hand along the ribbed metal wall of the passage outside. Is it really possible that you can forget all this? All these layers of memory? Of experience? Perhaps you can pull it off Oh, fucking hell, I'm so sorry. Perhaps you can put it off a little longer, take another tour around the belt, tie up loose ends. Or perhaps you've had enough of that. Why try to escape the inevitable? You try to recall how it felt when you awoke after Lane interrupted the first reboot. Even that is fading into a hazy memory, told by an unreliable narrator. Maybe this is just the next step then, one of thousands that put you here, and the first of the thousands more that will take you onward. You come out of your thoughts still unsure, still aware that the decision of when to take that step ultimately rests with you. Juni talks most of the way down into the HAPET facility, which is no short journey. She explains the scale of the data hidden within the station's mainframe, but also issues with extracting it. Excuse me. I need to check this really quick, because it's gonna fucking bug me. Wait, is it not over? I already visited the remains, I think it might be over. Weird. She explains the scale data hidden within the station's mainframe, but also the issues with extracting it. When the HAPEP was first built on, first expanded, when it became Dockside after the collapse, no one gave much thought to preserving the existing network architecture. She guides you through the substructure, picking a route through the maze of shuttered passages. They parasited their tech directly into the existing system. So now, thousands of cycles later, the two networks are totally enmeshed, dependent on each other. Junie takes a series of sudden turns and you realise this is a very familiar route to her now. Messing with the Solheim network means messing with the systems that keep the city going. She leads you down a long corridor, one you recognise as leading directly to the core. I'll let her explain. The meshing is not a good thing, she shakes her head. It makes Dockside brittle, fragile even. This place is on more of a knife's edge than anyone would believe. You look around. Certainly the underside you are now travelling through looks cycles away from collapse. But all the data we've been extracting, that I've been archiving, Junie continues. It could help us here. It could help us clean up the HAPEP systems, and we could turn this place into an archive, so that others could come to learn more about the ruin Solheim left us. Isn't that dangerous? If I was directly cutting into the station's networks, yes, it would be, Junie sighs. So I'm not, and even if I was, it's too much for me to process or understand. Pardon me, but thanks to our visit to the bunker, I have a plan, something that will help me. You arrive at the doors to the mainframe and Junie suddenly stops. I spoke to Bliss. They told me... She pauses. Sorry, Sleeper. I know you have a lot to deal with right now. But don't worry. Junie smiles weakly. I'll do my best. She hits a button and the doors hit open. You both glide into the mainframe, its columns studded with the blinking lights of active traffic. I got the idea from you, actually. Well, from you and Overseer. Junie glides over to the mainframe. You look at the mainframe and you see now that it is surrounded by new terminals and wiring. Some kind of external access network Junie has set up. I've had to beg, borrow and steal to get this going, but now we have safe access into the network. It's low risk. She moves over to one of the terminals. It's not quite finished though. You recall the last time you were here. Lane, Overseer, the spear of white light and then nothing. You wonder where Overseer is now, if they're anywhere at all. You remember how it felt, being dissolved into the network, the vertiginous possibility of life without a body. Something flickers through the lights, a shimmer of movement, like a fish beneath water. Sleeper? Junie breaks your train of thought. Are you listening? I promise I'm not having a stroke, I'm fine. I was saying I need more data to finish preparing, she shrugs. I know, we've already extracted so much, but there's often so little of it that's usable among the bit-rotten corruption. More data? Really? Junie sighs. What do you want me to say? It shouldn't take long. One ship to Hellion Gate is all I'm asking. If it's too much before you reboot, I get it. I just want to do something with everything we've managed to grab from the bunker and the wrecks. We pulled it, from the dock. Let's expose it to the light. Junie turns back to face you. Well, this is what I wanted to show you, she looks away. Very impressive. It will be when it's finished, she smiles. Thank you. Junie turns back to the terminal, and before long she is fully engrossed. You imagine she barely even remembers you're here. You leave Junie to her preparations and start your ascent to the streets of Dockside, thoughts of Overseer flickering in the back of your mind. There is not much to celebrate on your return from the remains of Hexport, but you are glad to be back here all the same. There is something surprising in that. Dockside is a haven, not a prison, the slowly occurring idea of this overgrown city as a home. As you have seen in Hexport, stability cannot be taken for granted, not anywhere in the belt, but Dockside has a solidity and life that feels like it might endure. Cadet catches up with you. We need to talk, she looks around, but not here. Come, I have something I want to show you. Cadet leads you deep into the heart of Dockside, through quiet corridors and bustling streets on paths you didn't know existed. As you glide after her, the station seems to grow in your mind, its possibilities multiplied by the routes that pass through it. Just through here. Cadet leads you across a covered bridge, the view on either side looking down caverns of lit units. This close to the center of Darkside, the air is warm and the passages are quiet. Here, Cadet smiles, is the place. She points out a lone wide entrance with storage racks inside. The door is a smaller unit with a window looking out the passage. It seems like a workshop, perhaps abandoned or never finished. It is dusty and dark. I've been keeping an eye on it. It's abandoned. She glides inside and slaps a wall pad. Lights flicker on, illuminating a constellation of dust. She floats in the glittering specks. Why bring me here? When we've been on Darkside, I've been coming out here. I just happened across it, but I knew when I found it. I want to start again, Sleeper. She knocks on a metal wall. And this is where I'm going to make that start. What we saw in Hexport, what's left of it, just confirmed it to me. We can't stop these people. We can't stop the war. So did I not fuck up? Because I didn't have the right dice? I don't know. I mean, there was only like 4 stress levels, so it really wasn't meant to beat that one. She runs a finger along the storage racks. We have what? The drive? Our suspicions? Who can we pin this to? She looks over the workshop. I don't want to think about it anymore. I want to start again. I want to work to ride my bike and courier packages until I fall into my bed at the end of the day with nothing left. Cadet picks up an old corroded tool from the racks. I want to build something here, in spite of everything. In spite of the fact that they can take it all away. Because that's the point. To go on living without conceding. To go on building or trying to build something where we can find it. That's what I brought you here to understand, so you'd know why I'm letting this all go. You know what? I understand. You could do the same, you know, Cadet friends. We don't have to beat ourselves senseless against the truth. My old life is gone. Clearing my name on the far spindle doesn't matter. The Spindlejacks will have forgotten me. But this place? Cadet smiles. It doesn't know me at all. You know where the drive is, what it contains. You know what happened at Export. Cadet's eyes shine in the workshop lights. Take it from me. It's yours now. I can't carry this anymore. I will. Thank you. My travels are over. If you need to find me, I'll be here. Cadet smiles. Thank you for all you've done. I hope you can understand why I need to do this. She turns and disappears deeper into the workshop. You cross the bridge again. Darkside glowing on all sides. You think of the drive, buried deep in some compartment within the Scatteryard sub, filled with data worth destroying a station over. Yours now. But you wonder as you cross back through the city, your mind racing. How can all this end well? We're getting as much done as we can. The workshop of Cadet's data scraper friend is just as the two of you left it. You remember the cycles you and Cadet spent in here poring over that dark data, the strange fragments of the drone mine's protests seeded among the cold code. You find the drive where Cadet told you it would be, in a compartment under the padding of a bunk lined with thick shielding that makes its contents undetectable. As you pull the drive out, the metal cold on your hands, you have a sudden urge to smash it to pieces, this object which escaped Export when so many others didn't. Someone, somewhere, wanted the data on this so badly that they would spend any number of lives to get it. But something went wrong, some miscommunication or mistake. That's all it was, a tiny slip and it fell apart. Now the drive's in your hands instead. You turn it over in your hands. You know the drive contains Conway access codes, control codes, and perhaps more besides. Data of great value, data that would win a war. You also know you're sick of thinking about it. It says deal with it. I'll take it. You slip the drive into a pocket and close up the workshop. You head back to the rig, and as you do, you turn the drive over in your pocket, unsure what the next step might be. As you glide through the hub, you pass ship fitters and crews, all moving on their own vectors. It feels strange to carry the drive past these people, all of them totally unaware of the threat it might pose to them to the station. Excuse me! A stranger stops you in the passageway with a hand on your shoulder. Can I ask for your help with something? A stranger. A friend you haven't met! That's what people call them. There's a sudden appearance takes you out of your thoughts. You quickly take your hand out of your pocket off the drive. You look at the stranger in front of you. He is roughly dressed in a heavy coat, but he is otherwise unremarkable. You could have passed him many times before and not known. I'm looking for something. He looks over his glasses at you. A little lost drive. Who are you? This matter concerns my client more than me. He leans back a little, his voice calm. So introductions won't be necessary, but the drive belongs to my clients, and he would be very happy to see it returned. Suddenly, something catches your eye. A set of dice like those used to play Star and Stoker. The stranger is playing them with one hand, turning them end over end of the station's microgravity. What's with the dice? The stranger looks down at them as if he had forgotten he was holding them. I must admit, I love to play games to pass the time. I enjoy the chaos of Star and Stoker with its unpredictable shifts. He spins the floating dice. My brother, however, prefers the systematic progression of Tavia with its inevitability. I suppose it runs in our family, he sighs, but I won't bore you with childhood stories. Please, let's be direct. He gives you a friendly smile. My search for the drive brought me to the scatteryards, but from here the trail went cold. That was until you arrived. He pushes his glasses up his face. Then the trail lit back up again, just like that. The stranger moves his hand in his jacket pocket a little, and you see a shape in there, a box-like impression in the fabric. My client never intended these events, you must understand. One of their other contractors proved to be overzealous in an attempt to conceal their mistakes. The result was the regrettable situation you saw in exports. Oh, so we're getting an explanation. Alright. But for all that to be for nothing, that would be a waste beyond the original act, piling insult on injury, the stranger sighs. There is much to be gained in a citizen desperate for peace, for the war to be ended, and wars tend to end when one side concedes. The drive will win the war? The stranger laughs. My client will greatly benefit from its retrieval. Any more is hard to judge without seeing the provenance of the data. Only a few possible futures remain for the belt. My client will facilitate one of the better ones. That is why I'm here. But if you need additional persuasion, I am authorized to offer you 300 cryo as a reflection for your efforts. Of your efforts. The stranger smiles again, his tone never straying from his business-like calm. Now, can you return my client's drive? The stranger's hand shifts in his jacket pocket. You have the feeling this is not a choice you can deny. I mean, if it's dealt with, it's dealt with. We don't need to smash it to pieces. Might as well give it to him. You take out the drive and place it in his hand. He quickly pockets it and with the same hand pulls out a block of chits bound together with tape. Thank you, the stranger bows his head, for your cooperation. He turns and glides away, disappearing down the passage. You slip the chits into a pocket, an unexpected boon. The belt is no place for principles over survival, and you know that well. In the end, a contract is just contract, and data is just data. The stars spin on regardless, and they will not hold judgment over you in the end. You suppress a shiver and hurry back to the rig, doing your best to forget the past, hoping it will not repeat itself. At least in the end, someone got paid. Maybe I should have destroyed it, I don't know. I feel slightly less good about it now. They're upgrade. Oh yeah, Junie is working on turning the Hapat mainframe into an archive, but she needs to find all the cache of data from Hellion Gate or elsewhere. Also, it's nice to have that money, but I feel a bit bad now. I legit wasn't expecting the money, it was just like, you know, we want the drive dealt with and out of our hands. That seemed like the main option. Why is this bit so difficult, dude? I need 6 of them? Junie needs one final batch of Solheim data to complete her work on the mainframe and lay the foundation for her archive. Alright. I think it's at the Hellion Gate. Okay. Yeah, this is where we get it from. Alright. Come on, give me that last one. You beauty! Well, it cost me a bit of energy, but I'm good. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get some fuel. Hang on, how much do I need to get back to Dockside? Only 6. Oh, so I should be fine with a cycle then. Yeah, that should be good. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, huh? Cadet and Bliss are not part of the main thing of the crew. I had a feeling, but still. Oh, the Flickr Earth thing's all full. Have your data? You need anything for the data? I have everything prepared, just give me a moment. You've been waiting for what feels like a long time. Junie insists you can't help, so you find yourself lounging in the baking heat of the Hepep mainframe while she taps away at her terminal. As you do, you can't help but shake the feeling of a presence nearby, one that you are coming to understand as some remnant of Overseer. You don't know if Overseer was ever really a person, but now with their many cells combined and dispersed, their consciousness expanding to fill the vast space of the Hepep and its networks, they surely aren't even close to human anymore. You think of them as a ghost, but perhaps now they are better understood as something less mournful, as a system, a process, a thing becoming. The entire station is their body. You can't help but wonder how that feels. And we are ready. Junie hits a key on her terminal with a percussive force. It'll take a little while, but she'll be online in a few moments. He looks flushed with excitement. I thought this was an archive. Weren't you listening last time? Junie squints at you. Don't tell me you dressed it off. I was thinking about Overseer. Junie shakes her head, then you don't know. She suddenly looks concerned. A voice screeches out of the terminals. It descends in pitch from a squeal to speaking. Then, below the mainframe, a flickering projection appears. First as lines and then a solid light. Warden! Welcome, visitors. Warden flickers and warps. I am the Warden. Please provide the image, jerks and freezes, then blinks out. Shit, Junie taps at her terminal. It's weird seeing such a cute character swear. I'm sorry. Just need to reconfigure her for the Hepep environment. The Warden? Seriously? What? Junie doesn't look for the terminal. I told you last time we need a way to process and understand all this data. Warden is perfect. This ban will blow up in our faces. It won't! Junie glances over her shoulder. I've taken precautions. She can't hurt us. Also, my voice went really high there when I said, it won't! The technician is right. Warden's clip voice echoes through the cavernous mainframe bay. My protocol is operating under safe mode limitations. Warden's blind eyes stare out over your head. Do not be concerned, Officer Dahl. Sorry, I'll fix that, Junie chuckles. What about the archive? Warden is our archive. She can sort the data, act as an interface, answer queries from anyone who visits. Junie smiles. Come on, you have to admit, this is pretty cool. The fucking Syndrome mean? You look at the statuesque figure of Warden, once at the heart of Solheim's intelligence gathering operations across the belt. Could such a tool of corporate oversight ever be used for something good? Usually no. Look, watch this. Junie turns to Warden. Warden, provide the last known location of every Solheim vessel above Rigger class in the starboard belt. Immediately, technician. Warden draws a circle with a pointed finger and it expands, filling with bright specks. At first hundreds and then thousands. A constellation of sites. See? Junie grins. This is our future, built on the foundation of our past. These tools are ours now. You look at the Arca specs, the points of light describing the shape of a long-dead corporation's power. This is incredible. Junie smiles. It is. People need to know what the city this system is built on. Warden can do that, expose that. It will be up to us to reshape the ruins into something new. I knew when I saw her that I couldn't leave her there alone in the dark. I've been in that dark pit and I won't condemn another being to it. Junie looks at the placid Warden. Human or not, how we treat her is a test of our own values, of the world we project. Data is not a currency, it is not a commodity. It is the immaterial output of a system, a structure, a society. Junie meets your eye. This will be a place to uncover that system for ourselves. He looks around at the chaotic trailing wires and the floating terminals. Once I've cleaned up a bit, she laughs. You and Junie spend a little longer in the mainframe, sorting cables and offering Warden casual queries. Not all of them return useful information, and Junie begins listing out the changes she'll need to make. After a while, you both find yourself tiring, heads aching with all the fresh information you have crammed into them. So you close up the core and ascend back through the layers of the facility to Darkside surface. As you do, you feel the history of each strata, the layers that make up this place, and the belt beyond. Now more than ever, it feels tangible to you, as if it contains not only the past, but the promise of the future as well. One left. Seraphine has received a message from Oliveira and asked that you go help with the colony's refurbishment. Whoa, not without fuel. First, what am I doing? This is what I'm doing. Oh, hello. Now, what the fuck am... Yeah, there we go. Courier shift. Cadet is short-staffed and happy to lend you an airbag to take packages all across Darkside. Dispatch shift. Cadets dispatch can't do every cycle, so she welcomes the help with directing riders and packages. You know what? Why not? Why not work for an old friend for a bit? I might need the extra money for fuel and such anyway, so... yeah, fuel? Oh, we don't need supplies. But, you're goddamn right, we're gonna feed the cat. Uzi Hollow. No, that's not fuel. This is fuel. Yes, I'm rebuying to be safe because I'm a bit paranoid. What of it? Another flicker in the dark before waking, and a numbness that follows soon after. You wake slowly and stare out at the flickering stars and the distant rocks of the belt. You let the thoughts of fear or panic wash over you. They pass like the soft dust of the belt, disappearing into darkness. You find yourself once more, as you do every morning, as you will continue to do cycle after cycle, until you can't. You wonder what part of you has changed, what system is failing. Your frame is silent, its complaints only felt in ambiguous sensations. The glitches seem random, unpredictable, but also inevitable. They will only increase in number until you reboot yourself. But you do not know what lies beyond that, at least the glitches are dependably familiar. The reboot is anything but. Stop! A shadowed figure meets you in the docking tunnel. No saboteurs allowed. Hey kid, Seraphine glides forward and ruffles the figure's hair. Still playing Sheriff? Nah, just bored. Xander grins. Good to see you again. What are you two doing here? He glides alongside you and Seraphine as you drift through the tunnel. I really wish we could have gotten him more cadence as a crew member. That would have been so cool. I thought for sure that they were locked to do it. Because I think the only other crew members we could have had are Femi and Luis. Because we've gotten all the ones we can get now. Because the only way to get Femi is to like, we had to pick between Naya and Femi, and I had to pick Naya because I just felt like it made sense from a story perspective. And Luis you can get, but only if you leave Eugen behind, and I was like, I don't want to do that. None of your business, Seraphine pushes past. No offense kid, but you aren't actually the sheriff around here. You pass through the familiar doors and also just like, ignoring him, Jesus Christ, Seraphine. You pass through the familiar doors and back into Oliveira, a surprisingly pleasant feeling, oddly like coming home. You came! Cadence is there in the docking concourse. I know, and then I got here. Waiting to greet you. I'm impressed. Seraphim's face immediately erupts into an uncontainable smile. Cadence, he turns to you. You two remember each other, right? Sleep saved the colony. Cadence's deadpan answer seems intended to cover Seraphim's awkwardness. Yeah, I remember them. The four of you descend down through the docking tower together and into Olivera itself. The colony looks much the same as when you left, though you pick up Cadence that changes are coming. Carmen's back with a vengeance since Darkside, Cadence smiles. He's all about expanding and improving the colony, which is why I asked you to come, Sarah. The nickname slips out, but both Cadence and Seraphim clock it and glance at you. Oh my god, that's so cute! As you reach the core of the colony, you see the increased activity. But there are more colonists than you remember, and they move back and forth with purpose, carrying crates and tools that chatter less than usual. We need all the help we can get to sort the place out. Cadence notices you watching the stream of freight and people. Carmen wants to do some kind of event, an anniversary I think, honor the founders and all that. Gonna be a big party, Xanagrins, can't wait. So, Cadence looks between you and Seraphim. What do you think? Offers colony mandated manual labour, she grins. Seraphim gives you a sideways glance, observing your response carefully. How could you say no? I could, but the game wouldn't give me choice. Also, I was going to say no. Of course I'm going to help. You know? I mean, when you go... I want to make sure that you help some people along the way. Oh! That is... a lot! And not right for my skill set, that is. Okay. Jesus on a bike. I really don't like much of this. That's alright, I suppose. Why was plus energy a red thing? That's usually good. Oh! They all tie into one thing. Okay, so I don't have to like stick to one specifically. So, alright. I didn't even read all these either. I'm terrible at this. Sorting shift. On Olivera, the colonists will take on useful jobs. Sorting through gathered scrap for use for building materials is one of those jobs. Olivera's dependents, which I only have to read once. Olivera is a new colony and is still establishing itself. It needs all the help it can get to grow and thrive. Stack shift. Working together to run the farm. Stacks is a job shift for many colonists. Everyone contributes in the colony and makes sure they're fed. I might have read this before, but fuck it, I'll read it again. Refinery shift. To help keep it independent, Olivera has set up a small hydrogen refinery, but it must be run by volunteers from among the colonists. So, I mean, just either of these last two. I don't have to worry about the first one at all then. Alright. Actually... oh, I can't do that because I'm on contract. I was going to try and do the dice thing and I couldn't. Oh no! My dice is getting more glitchy. Come on. Damn it. Oh, I don't have any dice to... fuck. Oh no, that's fine. I don't need to. I can just eat. I mean, we don't really need any more supplies, because I don't think we're going to be on, like, any more contracts, so I can just eat the supplies then. Right, I should be okay to do that. I'm hoping for a neutral. Thank you. Hey! Got a positive on that. Can I get a positive on this one? Somehow, yes. There's a 20% chance and I got it twice. And the fact that this is our last thing and we're running out of dice. Yeah, I think after this we will be creative ending the game. Oh, engaged, skill proficient, so that's probably why I'm having better luck. That would make sense. Okay, that's fair, that's fine. I think one more go. Yeah. Oh, that's not quite it. Could this be? No. Could this be? Please let me get this on a glitch die. Damn it, game. Oh, I thought. Oh. I will need to get some supplies, but I'm not gonna not feed the cat. Okay, yeah, no, we've definitely got it sealed. The past cycles in Oliveira have been busy enough to make to take your mind off most things. All the heavy lifting and manual work has been a welcome distraction from the looming spectre of the second reboot, and the good mood of the others has been infectious. Seraphin has been almost annoyingly upbeat, his relationship with Cadence the worst kept secret in the colony. But working alongside them, it's hard to ignore their deep feelings for each other. Xander has been happy because he has something new to rip Cadence about, and Seraphin with his self-serious manner is an easy target for pranks and teasing. Xander also hasn't been able to stop talking about the party, which he already seemed to have decided will be one of the highlights of his youth. But now finally, the cycle of the party has arrived. The canteen is done up with hanging light strips waving gently in the asteroid's microgravity, the strips themselves salvaged from the emergency lighting of wrecked starships. With the work stopped and all the colonists yet to arrive, you find the reboot filling your mind once again, growing like a shadow. Something on your mind there? The voice takes you by surprise. Colonist, pragmatic elder. No! No, there's no way this is who I think it is. You turn to see a colonist you haven't met before, an older man in some sort of supportive chair, his hair shot through with grey and his face yellow. Didn't mean to startle you, my apologies, his pale eyes scan you. You just seem like you might need some company. There is a strange look in his eyes that you can't quite place. He is looking at you like you have met many times before, but you have never seen him before in your life. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? He gestures to the canteen with its hanging lights, his chair propelling him forward with a little puff of air. This might be who I think it is, I'm not sure. The young people did such a good job. Warms my heart to see it like this. Never thought this rock could ever be a home. He looks sideways at you. You lived here long? Oh, since the beginning, before there was a here, he smiles. Back when there was just a wreck and a rock. Well, let's not chat about me. I want to know about you. He turns his chair a little. What's eating you? The way you were staring at those light strips, it was like you were about to leap down and strangle you. Sorry, it was like they were about to leap down and strangle you. His chuckle becomes a cough. I'm afraid of the future. I can see that. I am myself most days, he sighs. After a certain point, you realize it isn't going to get better. So all you have to wait for is things getting worse. This body of mine is on a downward trajectory, that's for sure. But it's mine and I've grown into it, and I guess in the end, I like it because it's mine. And it'll carry me all the way to the end, and then go on and become something else entirely. I don't know why, but that thought always helps me. He costs 3 times, hard like gunshots. The colonist squints at you. Sorry, I'm not good with reassuring people, I just remember that, he smiles. But I do like chatting. He looks back at the light strips. Really lovely, isn't it? Beautiful. You look back at the light strips now, as the hum of people arriving filters into the canteen. There's something in the air. Anticipation, the sense of a rare moment passing through. Something to hold on to and then let go. The light strips really are beautiful. When you turn back to the old colonist to agree with him, he's already gone. Hey, Sleeper! Seraphim pushes through a gathering crowd towards you. Got you a drink. He offers a purchase some amber liquid. Hey, Cadence comes up alongside you and hugs you with one arm. I wondered where you were hiding. She smiles warmly at you with her infectious smile. You think about mentioning the old colonist to her, asking her about him, but Seraphim hushes the two of you. Common's about to start. I think that might have been solved from the first game. Maybe, I don't know. You follow Seraphim's eyes to the front of the canteen where, above the head of the now quite large crowd of colonists, Carmen floats, surveying the room. We meet this cycle, Carmen begins, his voice loud but clipped, formal in a way you haven't heard before, to first remember those founders of this colony, those lost and still with us. I will never forget the distress call that brought me here to the wreck of the Pilgrim Seed. I think that was the name of Saul's ship, I could be wrong. I will never forget the scenes that greeted me, and I know some of you were there too. A rumble of acknowledgement moves through the crowd. But I also know that many of you weren't, that many of you came here to take refuge from other troubles, and I would like you to be able to remember too. You glance at Cadence, her eyes fixed with incredible intensity on Common. They look wet in the glow of the light strips. There were thousands of refugees on the Pilgrim Seed, and too many, far too many were lost. Those from Ember's Step, Ember's Song, Ember's Hearth. Those from the Three Sisters, from Erlen's Eye. Many are not here in Oliveira any longer, taking their own paths across the belt and beyond. But we acknowledge them all, remember them all, lost and found, present and absent, because without them, there would be no colony here. Before the wreck, Oliveira was a handful of buried bays, a scrap of hideout, a place for old and tired mercenaries like me to hide themselves from the universe and forget what they had done. But then when the Pilgrim Seed was wrecked, it brought the universe back to Oliveira, and I could not hide any longer. Common stares out across the crowd with a hard glare. We built this canteen from the Pilgrim Seed. We built our homes, our farms, our refinery. We bought our independence from their failed hope. A rush of discomfort goes through the crowd. Carmen pauses to let this settle. We should not be ashamed or afraid of this. We will remember this gift. We will build on it. This cycle and every cycle after, we will thank them with our actions. The crowd mutters agreement. Carmen takes a deep breath and straightens up. A weight seems to be lifted from him. The weight of testimony. Now, here in this room with you, I will thank them with my laughter. A cheer goes up. I will thank them with my joy, with my celebration. Another roar of approval. We will all thank them as loudly and as chaotically as we can. The room erupts in cheers and applause. Join in! You cheer and applaud too. You whoop and Seraphim laughs nearby. Then you feel a pair of hands on your arm, Cadence pulling at you, grinning and crying. And you feel another hand on your other arm, Seraphim dragging you into the crowd. Suddenly you're in the thick of the crowd, so many bodies in one room, dancing and spinning and shouting. It's like nothing you've ever seen. You notice the rest of the crew in the melee, a flash of a familiar face here and there among the mass of colonists. You see Xander being thrown up in the air by a group of different kids of different ages, laughing madly as he bounces off the ceiling. And for the rest of the cycle, you think about nothing else but the joy of those around you, and the joy it instills in you. You wake up in your berth, the same light that always shines on the belt shining incessantly through the window. You are slow to rise, slow to begin this fresh cycle. At some point, Seraphim arrives onto the rig, back onto the rig, with no indication of whether he slept or not. You find him in the cockpit, leaning in the pilot's chair, looking at the lights of Oliveira and smiling. Good party, he chuckles. Not sure I've seen anything like it. How's Cadence? Seraphim gives you a look. She's great. She loves seeing you let it all go, he smiles. I did too. Seraphim yawns and stretches. So, he sniffs. Oliveira's all fixed up, colonists are happy, blah blah blah. Where to now? Don't you want to stay? Yeah, Seraphim shrugs. Still a bit too much of a backwater for my taste, he grins. Cadence understands, don't worry. He pauses a moment, something passing over him that makes him shiver. I heard from Tali, he looks away. Wellspring is still in transition, but the Union Council is taking over. Kirk got what he wanted. The blockade will come down soon, but, he sighs. I'm not sure I'm ready to revisit that place yet. He looks at you and smiles. When I come back to Tala, I want to have something to show for myself, you know? I don't think Tala cares. No, she doesn't, Seraphim looks away. But I do. Maybe once the reboot is done, once the blockade is down, maybe we can visit then, Seraphim takes a breath. We'll get there, some cycle soon. You aren't sure if Seraphim is trying to convince you or himself. He stretches, shaking off his feelings. For now, though, the belt is ours to explore. Oliveira have filled our fuel tank, so it really is up to you where we go. He gets up. While you're deciding, I'm going to go dig up some breakfast, and he glides out of the cockpit. You take a moment to look out across the tiny lights of Oliveira, dwarfed by the crater and the wreck that sits at its far ends. Not bad. Not bad at all, you think. Achievement, Pilgrim Bloom. Discover the origin of Oliveira. That's it. I guess we're getting a reboot. I didn't mean to do that. I tried to get supplies. Just in case. Okay. I'm ready. You need to be rebooted to have any chance of surviving, but the outcome is unclear. This step will mean big changes no matter what happens. You wait outside the shop where Bliss is set up, and you turn Seraphine's coin over in your hands. You are ready. You turn Seraphine's coin over and over in your fingers as you stand in flicker row. Crowds pushing past on their way to whatever future awaits them. Your fingers glide over the worn metal as you imagine Seraphines have, Talos have, in moments of anticipation. Perhaps others, before the coin came to be Talos, have repeated the same ritual, the same nervous routine. But their fingers were human, worn, not made. This intrusive thought makes you slip the coin into a pocket quietly as if it had delivered a shock. You hear a hiss, and the door of the shop slides open, revealing Ankita. You see her eyes scan the crowds almost defensively, before she spots you there and nods in your direction. Silent. Ankita turns away and disappears into the lights of Flicker Row. You take a final moment and then will yourself inside, leaving the glimmering lights and the shifting crowd behind. Bliss is perched at a console. They turn as you enter. Finally, they smile weakly. You are making me think you wouldn't show. You saw Ankita. Oh yes, Bliss looks away. We're talking again. She has a lot to do and she needs the backup. I don't think Ankita does very well unless she's busy, so it's for the best, Bliss shrugs. I don't think she'll ever change, but people surprise you sometimes. Bliss smiles tentatively. Anyway, Bliss sighs, this is not what you're here for. You need to focus on the reboot. I'm sure Seraphine told you, but everything is ready. Bliss gestures to two couches with straps, freshly built connectors, and a bundle of wires at one end. I hope it'll be comfortable for you both. Where's Flint? We're just getting some air. Flint leans in the open doorway, watching you both. Their pale face looks even more drained of colour than usual. Flint comes inside the shop and nods to you. Let's do this. They let out a shake. Ready. Flint and Bliss go silent. Flint and Bliss go silent, and the sound of the crowds outside filters gently into the room, mixing with the whine of the air cycler and the hum of the terminals. There's not much more to say. Bliss looks at you both. Okay, they pause. Let's begin. Bliss helps you and Flint onto your couches. You settle there and slide your arms and legs under the straps that will keep you in place. The connector with its thick bundle of wires waves above your head. It is hard not to feel exposed, lying here on your back, anticipating what is to come. It is even harder when the memory of waking up to this very same ceiling, with its bundles of dangling tech and scratched plating, forces itself into your mind. You have been here before. Last time you woke up to fear and panic, woke to a desperate escape and a shattered mind. A reboot interrupted. The thought set you trembling. But then, staring up at the same ceiling, the trembling dissipates. After all, you are back here now. That means you survived this crisis, grew from it. You took the hit and bounced back, unbeaten. All good there? Bliss's face floats in your vision. Nod. Bliss smiles. How about you, Flint? You turn your head to see Flint lying beside you, stiff and still. They manage to tight lip. Looking at Flint staring up at the ceiling, like you were a moment ago, you feel a rush of sympathy. After all, they haven't faced this before like you have. They are stepping into a future they cannot see. You have been here before. Now you're just completing the journey. You raise an arm, reaching across the gap between the couches, and your hand touches Flint's. They do not look at you, but they grip your fingers in theirs tightly. Flint's fingers feel different to human fingers. The thick vinyl skin, the repair patches, the pressure of the metal skeleton beneath. You know that this is what your touch feels like too, and that recognition is like a connection. You close your eyes and feel something flowing between the two of you, solidarity so embodied that it reverberates within you. I'm connecting you to the terminal. Bliss's voice already feels distant, lost in the noise. You feel the cold click of the connector, the sense of flowing data. I'll be here when you wake up. In the dark, you feel restless. You shuffle your fingers, adjust your position against the couch. It takes you a moment to notice that the sound is gone, the rumble of the crows, the hum of the machines. This detail unsettles you, so you search for reassurance. You think of Bliss's words, I'll be here when you wake up. Focus on them, on the possibility of waking up or being somehow renewed. But what would that renewal look like? Your eyes blinking into the lights of Flicker Row. Bliss, Seraphine, and a renewed Flint beside you. But what then? Darkside. The station, yes, with its thronging thousands. Where else to be but the heart of the Starwood Belt as it transforms? You put yourself into the city station, just outside this door perhaps, among the bright signs. Or higher, in one of the ramshackle towers that look down on the ceaseless flow of Darkside. The projects, the possibilities, make themselves known to you. The neon paths that curl and split and branch across the dark surface. You choose one. Bliss and Flicker Row, Cadet the Courier, Seraphine Crew. Change my mind. Refuse your choice, shift your thoughts, this is not your future. Travel. The line stretching out on the screen, a vector leading you ever onwards. Why stop now? But how far does the line stretch? What does it encompass? Beyond. The belt is just an edge, stopping off point a little more. A line could be drawn as far as anyone could imagine out here, and why not? The vector does not always know its end. It will take you there. Eugen the Fraction Drive. Eugen's Fraction Drive could extend the vector beyond all reason, extend it beyond what you can imagine. You anticipate the slow construction, the sourcing, the planning, all in service of that white-hot moment of escape. An image. Eugen reporting arrival in a new system, a trade station, vast, glittering, slowly growing in the cockpit. Plans already growing, contracts, contacts, and trades, all stretched out ahead of you like threads, just waiting for you to choose which one to pull. You feel the rumble of the Fraction Drive in your body. You can outrun everything, you know it. Then you feel it, the insistent pulling of the thread, the unravelling of your very self. The reboot comes on slow, an icy seeping into your mind. Little pieces of you flake off in the flow, fading with distance. You hear a voice, Bliss's voice so far away now. You reach for it, stretch your every sense towards its familiar warmth. I'm starting the reboot. It is a whisper into the wind, pulled away from you the moment it is spoken. Are you on the other side? All of a sudden, you wish you could make it stop. The incessant entropy of time, the tumbling of rocks through space, getting further apart every cycle, disappearing into the vacuum ahead. The decay of cells, the degradation occurred, the corrosion of rot and rust. The corrosion and rot and rust. You wish in this moment to freeze it all so you might hang on to it, preserve the warmth, the light, the softness of the heart of things. This thought grips you, tears into you like fear. You feel the urge creeping in and know that everything will be lost, if not now, then mere moments away. But then you feel it impossibly, Seraphine's coin, one smoothed by worry turning in your hands. Time has been pressed into that coin by hands, by fingers. It is a near infinite record of transient touches, each one shaping it in some way, a small way. It is worn and worthless, it is bent and broken, and it is beautiful in all of those things. And so you press your thumb against it, your crooked, callous thumb, again and again, because you are a broken thing, and you have nothing left but that brokenness, and the beauty that shines through it. And then somewhere nearby a button is pressed, and all at once one thing ends and something new begins. And that was Citizen Sleeper 2, the Starwood Vector. Holy shit. I get it now, I get it why Yahtzee was just like... Has the ending of a game ever made you just sit down and just like stare into space and think, yeah, fuck. I'm giving this a 10, like, for story alone, I suppose. I love the characters, I love the writing so much. And I think this one just made me feel more than the previous game. Like, I actually cried at certain points in this game. I felt so angry at certain points in this game. I felt so happy at certain points in this game, you know? But I think it comes to that question of, like, when you do eventually go, how happy are you going to be with what you've left? I can feel tears touching my eyes as I'm going over this. So holy hell! I don't even think I did this at the end of the first game. I just hope that when I go, that I'll leave something worth leaving behind. You know, always been a big worry of. Another one is I like the gameplay of this one a lot more than the first one. It felt more like a game, I guess you could say, but without detracting from like what made the first one interesting. Like, in fact, it's made more interesting. And yeah, like the themes are great. I like that you go around a pirate ship, basically. And yeah, I've sort of touched on it before, but like, it doesn't matter how broken you think you are. You don't need to be put back together. Last achievement, possible futures, finish rebooting the frame. But the main thing is, like, even if you are broken, you have to do the best with it. You have to find something that's worth going on for. And if you don't have anything or anyone, then you've got you. And you might hate you, but you are something worth surviving for. So just, whoever's watching this, at least try and convince yourself of that. Yeah, holy shit, this is a 10 out of 10. Holy shit, dude. I love the characters, the story, writing, gameplay, music, and like vibes and character portraits. Like, seeing all characters come back was such a pleasant surprise. And the fact that Ankita, who I wish I'd spent more time with in the first game, becomes such a vital part of this game's story made me really fucking happy. Man, just getting to know all these people and the characters, and god, that ending is gonna stay with me. But it's over. That's the game. I don't really have much else to say. I really fucking enjoy this one, and huge props to Jump Over the Age, who I think are like the main developers. Let me like double check so I'm getting my facts right. Yeah, developed by Jump Over the Age, published by Fellow Traveller. So, huge work from both of those. And I hope that if they do make a third one, I hope it's somehow better than this. Because this is fucking brilliant. And again, like, shit like this isn't what I normally play. I said that about the first one because it's true, like, I've never played a text-based RPG, like, regularly in my life, you know? Having done like my only 4 Let's Plays, I think is considering the themes of the games, that like the true meaning of what it is to be human. Yeah, no, these games are really good at that. So I urge you with everything I have to play both of these. And yeah. Fuck. I had more to say, but like it keeps slipping my mind. I don't think it'll come back. But I'll leave you all this much. Thank you for watching. You're awesome. And have a pleasant rest of your day.